Hey, buddy, crew at Blind Way back. I'm Aaron.
I'm Eric.
And we're here with a honest trailer.
For...
Game trailer.
What?
I think.
Oh.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, that's a game.
Right?
It's not a movie.
Isn't it a game?
Yet.
If they
Could
made
be.
a movie
I don't know. There are
of
spin-offs
this-
coming out. By the way, Rogue One comes out tonight.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which we'll be doing a review for, so be sure to be watching our channel tonight for it.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, did you play KOTOR?
Probably at least... I'll be conservative and say 15 times.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez, okay.
A lot. I love KOTOR.
I played it like 4 or 5 times, but that's because something kept happening where like I never got to finish. Like,
Oh, really?
I borrowed a friend's Xbox because I had a PlayStation, so I could play it, and I was playing through it, and then he wanted an Xbox back, so I gave it back to him. And then like I got an Xbox and like a memory card and everything I needed for it, and I started playing it when I was on the road, and then someone like broke into my truck and stole it.
What?
So then I didn't get to do it then.
Fuck.
And then I started playing again on like the 360 or something.
Yeah.
And then like I had a hard drive corrupt, and I lost my save file. So I had the worst time trying to finally beat this game.
I guess.
But
okay.
like I know all of it. I read the. Did you ever read the Revan book?
Mm-hmm.
That book was really good. Into KOTOR 2 and then into Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Yep.
Some really good story stuff with that.
There is. Me with this game, I did not have... I've never had an Xbox, but I played on PC. I got it on PC. This and Jedi Knight, or Jedi Outcast. Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast, that game. These two games is around the time I discovered modding on PC games. So I played the whole game vanilla, and then I discovered modding, and I'm like, oh shit, you know, I could like add a whole bunch of really cool shit in here, you know? So, you know, you could get like a mod that made because the Sith troopers had that kind of chrome look to it.
Yeah.
But you get a mod that had them look like it's the same design, but it's more Stormtrooper white.
Okay.
They look fucking awesome. I'm like, I want that. I added that in there.
Yeah.
I want different lightsaber colors or make the lightsabers look better. I want that in there. You know, bunch of different stuff.
There's
Like improved skins and textures and sounds.
KOTOR 2 came out on Steam recently, and they came out with a mod that actually added in more content into it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't finish it all. They had like a whole planet missing that they'd never added in or whatever.
Obsidian was the company that did that, and they had a whole droid planet that was missing. Yeah.
So it's supposed to go back in and add in some of that was missing, but there's a mod for that. I haven't played it yet.
I believe it's called the Restoration mod.
Something like that,
I think. Yeah, I've heard about that. But no, I love this game just simply because I loved the playstyle.
Yeah.
Being able to like stop and look at the field of battle and like send people certain places. I loved that idea.
It had a weird mix of like turn-based with not being turn-based, but it also had like a lot of influence from like D&D.
Yeah, and it's also the first game where the lightsaber combat looked kind of good.
Yeah. Like
in terms of being able to actually hit the blade and not just go through everything. I loved that. And of course
you double-bladed or dual-wield or single-bladed.
You could do all those different things, and it just
or pistols.
Great.
You didn't even have to use blades.
No.
You could use whatever. You could use a vibra blade, you could use pistols, bowcasters.
You pretty much had to be a Jedi.
But you didn't have to use blades.
But you didn't have to, at least in the very beginning of the game.
Yeah.
You had the soldier, rogue, and something else. You could be 3 different things, I think. Scout, I think.
Yeah. Scoundrel, soldier, and scout.
That's what it was.
They were all S's.
Yeah. Oh, okay. You're right. Okay. If you haven't played the game, I guess don't watch this because I don't know if
I'm sure there'll be spoilers in it.
Okay, because this is a game that had like a huge giant twist in it.
Yes.
One of my favorite twists of any game.
Yeah.
So we'll maybe talk about that afterwards.
Yes. So if you haven't seen it, don't watch.
One day.
The following trailer is rated H for honest. A long time ago, in a console generation far, far away, one company would mix classic role-playing game combat with Star Wars
Shadowlands.
and find out it's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Knights of the Old Republic. Return to the fantasy future past you know and love. Or at least pretend to love so you aren't a cultural outcast. And journey back to an era long before the movies took place, where everything is actually pretty much the same as the movies, minus the stormtroopers. As you discover the hidden Jedi powers and take the fight to the Empire by vanquishing the Sith and shutting down their planet-sized doomsday device, a plot that you should be pretty damn familiar with by now.
That's right. Dark Elevators. Bye.
I love John Williams.
Journey across the galaxy and experience locations
Manon.
only hinted at in the film, like the Sith home planet Korriban. the Wookiee forests of Kashyyyk, and the laziest possible name for a Star Wars planet, Dantooine. Then gather your party before venturing forth as you join up with grizzled mercenaries, Han Solo types, token aliens, nice droids, and droids that would like nothing better than to murder you.
Hello, meatbag!
Forever while you run around with a full party of Jedi. Choose
that
a class
dull
archetype and distribute your stats, perks, and skill points as you dig through KOTOR's complicated RPG systems that will have you choosing weapon proficiencies, using skill checks to pick locks and disarm traps, and cycling through 3 or 4 different attack animations in real-time turn-based combat that you can pause to issue commands. Hey, wait a second. They tricked us into playing a Dungeons & Dragons game, didn't they? Come on, BioWare, I'm not some fantasy nerd. I just happen to like the sci-fi franchise about the peasant boy who saves the princess from the evil wizard.
Yeah, it was D&D.
Discover KOTOR's awkward morality system, where every choice has a consequence. But since your choices affect the strength of your powers, you'll abandon character building entirely
What is
to
that
max out your
lightsaber?
stats.
I don't know. Might be
As
mine.
you treat everyone in the galaxy with either incredible compassion, or just act like a huge dick all the time because all the cool powers are on the dark side.
Yeah.
No.
The only thing missing is that Mass Effect button that lets you punch women for asking questions.
I've had enough of your disingenuous assertions.
Dude, we gotta play Mass
Once you
Effect.
explore
I didn't
the
know.
galaxy in the
Oh my
first
gosh.
game, do it all over again in the sequel, which is pretty much the first game with better writing. And follow along as BioWare struggles to add a moral gray area to a universe with the most obvious good and bad guys
Whoa.
ever.
Scion.
Bored.
And if you just can't get enough KOTOR, jump into the MMO, where you can grind your Jedi for eternity. And experience the ambition as it tries to deliver a meaningful story experience in an online game. And briefly distracts you from the fact that you're playing an MMO.
Briefly.
Yeah, I like
So
that game.
experience the game that inspired a generation of clunky, ambitious RPGs, and dip your toes into the massive ocean that is the Star Wars Extended Universe. Because other than Rogue One, this is as deep in as you can get without spontaneously growing a neckbeard. Starring
Getting you shaved.
Ron Perlman,
Yeah.
Ryan Solo, Bitch Steela, Twi'lek, Shag Carpets, just R2-D2, Morgan Freeman, Murderbot 5000, might as well just kill her, Cray Cray, Val Dirk,
Oh, they're doing.
That's
Frozen,
good for
as
two
well.
people.
Good Boy Points, Daredevil, Beyond Good and Evil,
Oh yeah, kind of.
Mrs. Punchy Fist, Darth's Skin Condition, The Mask, and Baron Underbite. Nerds
Baron
in the old
Underbite.
Xbox. Hey, BioWare. I mean, it's pretty cool that you put Thorians in the game and all, but maybe next time don't make them sound like a bunch of jammed garbage disposals. Thanks. Love you. Mean it.
That's what they sound like.
Right?
They have 4 throats, I think.
They have like 2 mouths, don't they, over here?
Yeah.
Like one on each side?
Yeah, remember that Clone Wars mini cartoon? It had one of them fighting Grievous and they just shouted at him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because he has 4 throats. I think they can all do that.
That'd be crazy.
So that's what they sound like. Smosh.
Yeah. You're trying to talk out all these throats at the same time. It's
Yeah.
hard, okay?
Yeah. I like that they were using mullet Revan.
Really?
Which Revan, by the way, spoilers, you are Revan.
They never said that, did they?
They never said
So
that.
that was cool, but
But we just did.
spoilers.
Spoilers, biggest twist of any game, you are the evil overlord.
Right?
I love that. That was
Dude,
so
the
cool.
storyline, though, that it gives you from that all the way into Star Wars: The Old Republic with the book and everything, is I really like it. It's really
great.
good.
Yeah, it's great.
So
Revan's probably one of my favorite Star Wars characters ever.
Yeah. And I think part of that, for me, is because he's not necessarily light side or dark side. He's right there in that middle line,
Yeah.
you know? That's what I like about him, I think.
Yeah. I believe that, well, it's not canon anymore, but canon-wise, Revan was supposed to be the mullet-looking one of all the choices that you could have. But I played a mod that also gave him a beard. So I was
Oh,
like,
really?
I can live with the mullet as long as he has a beard, like Qui-Gon or Obi-Wan. So I did do that.
I think I gave him like a shorter hair, and I gave him like that little like soul patchy thing.
This whole patchy thing.
I tried to make him look as close as me
Yeah.
back when I was playing it, but
Gotcha. One of the coolest things about the game too was the Infinite Empire, the Rakata.
the ricotta, yeah.
You know, like I love the concept of much like Revan, this once great force now is like this primitive. They have no idea that they used to be like the greatest empire the galaxy had ever seen, and they were just like these primitive people like fighting on a beach. You know what I'm saying? Such a cool idea.
Yeah.
And so is the idea of a Starforge.
Yeah, the Starforge stuff and finding the star maps.
Yeah, because the Starforge, I mean, it is more fantasy than the Death Star, even though that sounds weird, but it uses the Force, doesn't it? I think that's one of the things that the Ricotta, I think that's how you could say them.
The Ricotta were strong with the Force. Overall.
Yeah, they were strong with the Force, but they could mix their technology with the Force. That's what the Starforge was. So anyway, that was cool.
Because they show up a lot in the Old Republic as well.
Yeah.
Ricotta. And like sometimes it's just like little holograms, but other times like you might find one.
Yeah. I believe in the comics about them or whatever, they actually ate everybody.
Man.
Like, not only were they overlords, but like if you like displeased them, they would eat you.
Oh. That might be true.
Yeah.
I could see that.
So, anyway. What else about KOTOR, though? I love all the characters. They didn't really... I don't feel like they really went too far into the game. It was kind of more like they watched the trailer of the game and guessed about it. I don't know.
I mean, they covered on several characters and stuff. I don't know. There were some things maybe they could have mentioned, I guess, but I thought they covered enough of it without giving away, like, if someone wanted to go play the game, now they know everything and they don't want to.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, if you watch, like, a top 10 biggest moments in gaming, KOTOR is probably in, like, the big, like, WTF type moments.
Yeah.
Like, usually KOTOR is in one of those because that moment of the reveal is like, what?
It's gotta be, yeah.
So, like, if they were like, well, some people might not play this. You know, there's lots of people out there that like Star Wars, maybe don't know it, so maybe they just try to, like, cover things without covering everything.
Yeah. See, the cool thing about it was a time where I didn't, we didn't really go on the internet. I didn't really read a whole lot of magazines or anything, so I was just at fucking Walmart and went into the PC aisle, which I never went to because
saw the game. And
I saw that game and being like, well, that was kind of cool. I want to try that out. And just taking it home and playing like 3/4 of the game that night.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's a lot. They
I
had
know.
several planets there, too.
I know, but it was so amazing, And that's what you did on fucking summer vacation.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stuff to do on each planet.
Yeah.
That was the thing I liked, too, was like I liked seeing Manon, and I liked seeing, like,
Terrace
Korriban
was the first one. Terrace was like a big kind of Coruscant-like planet.
Yeah.
And then Malgus blew it up. Commander, wipe this pathetic planet from the face of the galaxy.
And all they did was just use their Star Destroyers and just shot a lot of it.
Orbital bombardment, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, why do they need, like, a Death Star and all this stuff? They can just do that.
That's why they're the Starforge is so threatening, because they can create those kind of ships.
I guess.
But no, usually you can do that, but you have fleets surrounding in orbit of your planet, you also usually have planetary shields, like on Hoth.
Yeah.
They send the AT-ATs in there to destroy it, then they can do that kind of shit.
True. I liked the speeder bike racing stuff you could do. There was lots of extra things you could do that didn't matter. And the other thing I liked, too, is that you could have little quests for each, like, character. They all had, like, their own little, like...
Yeah.
Like, finding Mission's brother or whatever, and, like, all that kind of stuff was fun. Or the fact that you could just... Like, the Cathar lady, like, you could end up killing her, or turn her back to, like, the good side or whatever.
Yeah.
Or be bad and have her join you or
I
whatever.
like that, too.
Like, that kind of stuff was fun. I like that. Like, you could have someone who could be on your team, you could completely just kill and not have on your team.
I did feel bad because they said it in here, like, sometimes there would be whole playthroughs where once I got Jedi on my party, I almost never used anybody else.
Really?
I would always use Jolie and Bastila.
I liked having T3 with me all the time.
T3? Yeah.
Him with, like, his hacking skills and stuff was so handy on doors and everything.
Yeah, that's true.
So I liked having him, and then I was usually a Jedi, and then I'd usually try to take, like, Bastila with me.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'd try to switch out depending on what was going on. Because I liked having at least one range person with me.
I loved getting you could get, in the vanilla game, you could get the Darth Revan robes at the Starforge, without the mask. Mm-hmm. But when you would mod it, after I would find out that you were Revan, I would give myself the Darth Revan thing, but colored like a Jedi and using blue lightsaber.
Gotcha.
So I always loved doing that.
See, I always had it. Did you play it evil?
A couple of times. Yeah.
I have trouble playing evil.
Really?
Like, I just don't like it.
Just morally, you're like,
I go in and I'm like, I'm gonna be a jerk.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, please, sir, they're trying to take my money for no reason.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, kill these guys. And then it's like,
well, yeah.
And I could kill him and take his money anyway and stuff. And I'm like, I can't.
Well, in the Mass Effect reaction that Calvin and Shane did, they said that, well, we need to get Aaron and Eric to play Mass Effect, but at the same time, one of them be Paragon, one of them be Renegade. Like, that would be fun. But I'd probably have to be Renegade. I don't know if Aaron could be Paragon.
I have so much trouble being bad in those games. I don't know why.
I guess
feel like I'm wrong. I feel like I'm being wrong. We could do that though. Like Alvin and I had been doing the Pokemon where it had like the 2 screens on at once. If we did something like that, we could have you play Mass Effect while I play Mass Effect, and use like Team Viewer where I have your screen on mine and my screen on it.
We could probably do something like that.
See both of us playing through it.
But we don't want to spoil the game for each other though.
No, we just start at the same time and just keep playing together, I guess, whenever, right?
Yeah. Okay, that sounds like it would be fun. I could probably play a bad character if I have good motivations for him being bad. You know, I don't want to be just a straight up evil character. I'd always try to play him like he's trying to do the right thing because only he knows what the right thing is.
Yeah.
You know,
like this is what's good for the galaxy.
Yeah.
These people don't understand.
Exactly.
I have to do it. It's a greater evil.
Yeah. So maybe I would do Renegade when we do a Mass Effect playthrough.
That's another BioWare game.
Yeah.
And
I believe we have 3 of them right now.
3 Mass Effects,
and then Andromeda coming out.
I think it comes out in the first 2 quarters of next year, doesn't it?
Something like that, yeah. We could probably do something like that at that time. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but you guys got to stick around for Blind Wave to be able to see that and more, including the Rogue One review that's coming later today. And that's it, I guess. We'll talk about more in the end card.
What end card?
This end card. There's a subscribe button down here and a Patreon button down there. Over there are 2 related videos. You can check those out. And make sure, doubly, you hit the like button. That helps us out. But come back later for Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Star Wars. The new movie. You heard it?